So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Sinners in Paradise, 1938. Giving it 1 out of 5 stars. Hated this thing. Black and white. 1938 U.S. South Seas Adventures film, directed by James Whale, starring Madge Evans, John Bowles, Bruce Cabot, Marion Martin, and Gene Lockhart. Played Bob Cratchit. In 1966, the film entered the public domain in the United States because the claimants did not renew its copyright registration in the 28th year after publication. That's why it's on cult cinema classics. Excuse me. A passenger aircraft crashes in mid-Pacific. Some of the survivors reach an island inhabited only by a U.S. citizen, Jim Taylor, and his Chinese servant, Ping. He declines to help them, telling them to build their own shelter and gather their own food. And though he has a boat and fuel, refusing to take them off, the reason why he wants to remain undisturbed, we learn, is that he is wanted for murder. In time, his attitude towards the intruders softens as they, despite their endless bickering, manage to form a working community, and he finds himself increasingly drawn to an attractive young nurse, Ann Wesson, who is running away from her husband. When the boat is prepared for a trip to civilization, two crooked businessmen from the party steal it with Ping on board. In a fight, he kills them both, and fatally wounded, he brings the boat back. That's pretty much the movie. I don't want to spoil the ending, but pretty boring stuff. The jokes are really lame. I couldn't get into it. Let's see if I can come up with a better summary on IMDb. Plot summary. A seaplane departs for China. On board are a nurse escaping a loveless marriage to do work with refugees, a woman hoping to surprise her estranged son, a wealthy heiress trying to distance herself from labor troubles, an oily politician, a mole, and a mobster fleeing the wrath of the gangster. They double-cross two rival munitions salesmen out to cash in on the misery of war, and a fresh-faced young steward. Caught in a course-altering storm, a crash landing destroys the plane, kills the plane's officers, and tosses the surviving passengers into the sea. They are washed ashore on an isolated island inhabited solely by mysteriously reclusive Mr. Taylor and his servant Ping, until Taylor decides if, how, and when he will allow them to take his boat back to China for help. This desperate band must work together, change their self-centered ways, and examine their motives for wanting to escape from the island in the past. That's a summary from Sister Grimm, Grimm at teleport.com. I think that's better than IMDb. Anyways, it's a 0.7 out of 10. IMDb, 512 ratings. So somewhat obscure, even though it's public domain. In Madge Evans' interview with Leonard Maltin in Films Fan magazine, December 1972, she gave the following testimony about making this film. What the heck? Oh, IMDb's giving me problems again. Let's try that again. Well, this was not his James Whale kind of film. He was much too intelligent, much too good a director for this kind of nonsense. Which was all about people cast adrift on an island, a dreadful picture, and he was much, much too good for it. He hated it, and he also, being a rather uptight Englishman, he showed that he hated it. You could just see that every time he came to a scene, he was saying, "Oh my God," and that doesn't make anybody feel either confident or happy. Although washed away on a deserted island, John Bowles continually looks like he just stepped out of a Beverly Hills barber shop. Oh, it's like Gilligan's Island. And Marianne Martin's bleach blonde hair remains styled and curled with no dark roots. She never abandons her false eyelashes and mascara makeup. Quotes, Malone, flirting. My name is Malone. Iris, bored. Does it make you happy? All right, taglines. Wilderness love, sweeping to new heights on a tropical isle, action, thrills, combat. That's a print ad from Buffalo Courier Express, Buffalo, New York, May 19th, 1938. This is an adventure drama romance, according to IMDb. According to Wikipedia, it's the U.S. South Seas adventure film. Here's one featured review on IMDb. I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 stars, 6 out of 10. Sinners in Paradise, James Whale, 1938. 2.5 stars. This is by Buñuel, 1976, dated April 27th, 2006. I was very much looking forward to this one, mainly due to Michael's favorable comments, but while I enjoyed it quite a bit, I also thought the material unworthy of its director, who happens to be one of my all-time favorites, featuring multiple characters, although the cast itself is rather second-rate. The film evokes memories of Grand Hotel and Lost Horizon, 1932 and 1937, respectively, but also looks forward to Five Come Back, 1939, and Stagecoach, 1939. Five Come Back is especially comparable in view of its plot similarities, but while probably no more elaborate of a production, that RKO film, directed by John Farrell, featuring one of the best performances by Maltese actor Joseph Kalalea, is considerably more compelling and a much better film in every way, given Whale's customary lavishness. Then it's distressing to see how his fortunes dwindled at the change in the studio's management and the minuscule budget, and the B-movie status afforded Sinners in Paradise hurts the film considerably. Still, the opening scenes, featuring an uncredited cameo by Whale regular Dwight Frye. I better put his name in the description. Dwight Frye are nicely handled, and an airplane crash with an obvious model is nonetheless exciting. However, once on the island and the introduction of his master, John Bowles, who's miscast but not bad, the film kind of stops dead in its tracks. While it provides a couple of villains, there's no real menace, a la the headhunters closing in on the stranded party. Five came back, and the film merely relies on the obligatory, if tepid, romance, which mainly revolves around two separate couples and some resistible comic relief to prod the story along, though Gene Lockhart's typical fooling in the role of a pompous politician is amiable enough. I didn't think it was funny. Having so far watched 4 non-horror movies by James Whale, it's interesting to note that 2 were set in stylish surroundings and the other 2 in exotic locales. Still, while equally ramshackle, I found Green Hell 1940 due in no small measure to its remarkable cast to be a lot more satisfying than this one. I have not seen Green Hell. I guess I'll put Gene Lockhart and Dwight Frye in the description. Starring Gene Lockhart, Dwight Frye. All right. Did that. I'm going to add their name in the tags. Not that it's going to help this video any. But we'll just do it just for kicks. And then I'll go down my list. Willie Fung plays Ping. He's got this ridiculous Chinese stereotype dude. I wanted to like Ping, but I thought he was annoying. Oh, and then there's Don Redberry as Jessup. Forgot to add his name. All right. Here we go. Almost there. Next up is What Price Crime, 1935. Then we got Maytime in Mayfair, 1949. The Strange Love of Martha Ivers, 1946. And Tarzan the Fearless, 1933. Here's my list. That's the end of my review. I'm not going to say highly recommended or check it out. I'm going to say skip this one. Apparently, James Whale did better films than this, but he was hampered by his budget. It's only 1 hour, 5 minutes, thankfully. And I just didn't like it as much as the other reviewer did with the Gene Lockhart character. Now, Don Redberry. Oh, what was he in? He must have been in a movie that I've seen. Oh. Enemy of the State. Will Smith. I like Will Smith in the Pursuit of Happiness. That's the only Will Smith movie that I've ever seen. Will the Slapper Smith. Karate Man's in the chat room. Come on. I'm trying to look up Netflix for Enemy of the State to see if I have it on my Netflix queue. I'm just getting this black screen. Oh, there we go. Enemy of the State. Here we go. You never recommended that one, but I'll add it to my Netflix queue and I'll take off something. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, I don't know why Chris Rock didn't charge him for assault. Whatever. I mean, Chris Rock was just talking like some gangsta from the early 90s. And Will Smith didn't like the joke because talking about his lady being a bald-headed hoe. Oh, yeah, Don Red Berry was in Boss N-word. So I'll put his name in the description. Keep my name out of your mouth. I knew Don Red Berry looked familiar. I'll add Enemy of the State, and I'll see what other movies Don Red Berry was in case I forgot to add them in the description and the tags. Laters.